Today we will discuss dynamics of electrical drives and stability. First thing we will discuss, that is steady state and transient conditions. In this, first we consider the motor voltage equation, which is given by in terms of instantaneous quantities V equals to EB plus IR plus L di by dt. Here V is the instantaneous voltage applied, EB is the instantaneous back EMF that opposes the applied voltage, I is the instantaneous current, and R and L are the motor circuit parameters, resistance and inductance. So, that IR is the resistance drop and LdI by dt is the induced EMF. So, this is an equation in terms of instantaneous quantities. At steady state, the above equation reduces to V equals to EB plus IR, where capital V is the average voltage applied to the machine and EB is the average back EMF, I is the average current. So, second equation is in terms of steady state quantities and average quantities, and first one in terms of instantaneous quantities. So, in first equation, the term L di by dt is the induced voltage in the inductance, induced voltage due to inductance, and this is present only during the transient period. Then another way we will apply this analysis, that is to torque balance equation. Most of you know about the torque balance equation, and motor torque Tm equals to load torque TL plus J d omega by dt. J is the moment of inertia and omega is the instantaneous speed in radian per second. So, that J d omega by dt is the inertia torque. At steady state, motor torque Tm equals to load torque TL and inertia torque is not there, and this J d omega by dt is the inertia torque present during transient. Next, we will discuss steady state stability analysis. Here, the steady state stability of an electric drive pertains to speed versus torque characteristics of the motor and load. Motor and load without considering inertia torque J d omega by dt and inductive voltage, that is L di by dt. With slow and steady changes in load, effect of transients, that is J d omega by dt and L di by dt can be neglected. So, driving motor can be loaded up to its maximum capacity of torque or power. This maximum capacity is the steady state stability limit. Now we will plot the motor torque Tm and load torques TL1 and TL2 versus speed omega. Speed torque characteristics. For the motor and load TL1, the steady state operating point is A. For the motor and load TL2, the steady state operating point is B. So, if you closely analyze the characteristics, you can conclude point A is stable and point B is unstable. Why? So, that you can analyze in this way. So, point A is the steady state operating point for the motor Tm and load 1 TL1. So, A is the steady state operating point and corresponding speed is given by say omega 1. So, motor is operating at point in steady state operating point A. So, if by unavoidable due to unavoidable reasons the motor speed increases. So, motor speed increases. So, what happens? The load torque TL1 becomes more than the motor torque Tm. As the load torque is more than the motor torque Tm, the motor speed reduces and motor operating point comes back again to point A. In the reverse way, you can say from the same operating point A, if due to unavoidable reasons the motor speed reduces from omega 1, then motor torque becomes more than the motor torque becomes less than the load torque TL1, more than the load torque TL1. So, motor accelerates and again speed comes back to point A. So, this unavoidable reason means it can happen due to some disturbances or noise like this. It is not a part of speed control. Due to unavoidable reasons, speed changes, and if the operating point A is A, then the drive comes back again to the same operating point A. So, it is a stable operating point. Whereas, in the same way you can analyze the operating point B, which is the combination of motor and load TL2. So, corresponding operating point at operating point B, speed is omega 2. So, if from speed omega 2 motor speed increases, then what happens? As you see in this graph, motor torque Tm becomes more than the load torque TL2. So, the speed further increases and it becomes very high, like runaway speed, not stable condition. Similarly, from steady state speed omega 2, if the speed reduces due to unavoidable reasons, then what happens? You see, load torque becomes more than the motor torque Tm. So, again speed reduces because load torque is more than the motor torque Tm, speed reduces and drive stops. So, operating point B is not stable, whereas operating point A is stable. That means, motor and load TL1 combination is stable, whereas motor and load TL2 the combination is unstable. So, this brings the condition of steady state stability, that is d of TL by d omega should be greater than dTm by d omega, or you can say d of TL minus T omega by d omega should be greater than 0. So, this is the mathematical description of the condition of steady state stability, which is analytically obtained as I have already explained. In case of transient process which takes place very fast, inertia torque, that is J d omega by dt, and inductive voltage, that is L di by dt, cannot be neglected. So, steady state stability limit is no longer permissible. That means motor cannot be loaded up to its maximum torque or pull out torque. Due to this reason, transient stability study of electric drive enables the use of the drive more rationally. So, we will take a case study of transient stability of synchronous motor, of synchronous machine. So, for cylindrical rotor synchronous machines, the developed power Pe is given by, for 3-phase machine, 3 Vt into Ef divided by Xs whole into sin delta, where Vt is the terminal voltage, Ef is the no load induced EMF, Xs is the synchronous reactance, and delta is the load angle or torque angle or power angle. And this also leads to torque equation developed torque Te, which is always developed power by synchronous speed. It is 3 Vt Ef divided by omega s into Xs into sin delta. This is called power angle characteristics or torque angle characteristics. First one is the power angle characteristics, second one is the torque angle characteristics. Here delta is the power angle or torque angle or simply load angle, and you know this delta is the angle between stator MMF and rotor or rotor MMF. This is the angle delta. Let us consider what happens during a sudden load change, that we will discuss using the power angle characteristics. So, this is the power angle characteristics Pe versus load power angle delta, and this is the origin. So, let us consider initially the motor is operating, machine is operating with a load power PL1. PL1 is the load power and corresponding load angle is delta 1. Suddenly the load is increased to PL2. This is the new value of the load power PL2. So, when the load is suddenly increased from PL1 to PL2, load is increased. So, in the transient process, immediately the speed of the rotor reduces, because the kinetic energy required by the load is temporarily withdrawn from the rotor stored kinetic energy. So, rotor speed falls immediately, transient process. So, as the rotor speed falls below the synchronous speed, that means the load angle delta increases. So, initially operating point was A given by PL1 delta 1, and suddenly load is increased from A to PL1 to PL2, and corresponding to load PL2, the operating point is B and corresponding load angle is delta 2. So, at steady state condition, the motor should operate with load angle delta 2 and provide the power PL2. But what happens during the transient process, as the speed falls below the synchronous speed? So, if it is a motor, rotor falls back behind, and behind the stator MMF, load angle delta increases. So, operating point moves from A to B, but in the process the rotor kinetic energy is lost, rotor power is lost, and rotor at point B, though load angle is delta 2 and corresponding developed power is PL2, at point B speed of the rotor is less than the synchronous speed, because kinetic energy of the rotor provides the power to the load during the transient process. So, the power lost is given by the area under the area between the graph PL2 and power angle characteristics, as it is marked here. This is the area A1. So, what area A1 represents? Power lost during deceleration, when the speed falls. Again at point B, because the speed of the motor is less than the synchronous speed, so rotor the load angle continues to increase beyond delta 2. Our load angle increases beyond delta 2, again power provided by the machine is given by the power angle characteristics, and finally motor operating point goes to a point C corresponding to load angle delta 3. When the operating point moves from B to C along the power angle characteristics, during that process all the time power developed by the motor is more than the power required by the load. So, speed increases starting from point B, speed goes on increasing. At point C, the speed becomes synchronous speed, but in the process already delta 3 is more than delta 2. So, at point C, power developed by the machine is more than the load power PL2. As power developed by the machine is more than load power PL2, it will continue to accelerate. So, speed increases above synchronous speed. At point C, speed is synchronous speed, but speed beyond that speed again goes on increasing beyond the synchronous speed, and as the motor accelerates, speed increases, the load angle decreases. So, load angle decreases from delta 3 to onwards load angle delta 3. So, again operating point moves back from C to towards B. So, during this process of acceleration from B to C, this area gives, this is the area A2. So, this area A2 is the power gained during acceleration. So, that defines the point C. So, such that area A1 equals to area A2. So, power lost equals to power gained. Power lost during the deceleration equals to power gained during acceleration. So, that defines the point C. P is the total electromagnetic power is sum of dynamic power and load power. Dynamic power is proportional to the angular speed, that is d delta by dt, and accelerating power, that is proportional to d square delta by dt2. So, delta is a function of time, as area under the power versus delta curve is product of power and delta. So, it is proportional to energy. So, area under the power delta angle characteristics is also an indication of energy lost or gained. That point C, speed is more than the synchronous speed, the rotor angle decreases, and again it comes back, operating point comes back from C to B, but at again point B the speed is more than the synchronous speed. So, it will further accelerate, further it will move. So, again operating point will move from point B to A. So, this oscillation occurs. Oscillation of rotor or load angle occurs about the final value delta 2. So, this oscillation, this is called hunting oscillation. This oscillation is undesirable because the rotor speed is more and more than the synchronous speed and less than the synchronous speed, which is undesirable in synchronous machines. So, to eliminate hunting, damper windings are provided. To reduce or eliminate the hunting, damper winding is provided. So, damper winding basically what is that? Solid conductors embedded on the rotor pole face and sorted at both ends by rings called end rings. So, damper winding is a squirrel cage winding. So, during hunting oscillation, the current induced in damper conductors produces torque which opposes the oscillation. So, oscillation dies out quickly due to torque in damper winding. So, machine comes back to final position, final operating point quickly. Even if the damper winding is not provided in like in small machines, the frictional forces like bearing friction, air friction, these frictional forces can produce certain damping of the oscillation and motor will come to final machine will come to final operating point after certain time. So, now let us consider the stability condition. Suppose initial operating point is O, again this is the power angle characteristics. Initial operating point is O, that means standstill condition, and load is suddenly increased to PL, then power lost is given by area A1 during the deceleration, and maximum power that can be gained during acceleration is given by area A2. So, A1 equal to power lost during deceleration, and A2 is the maximum power that can be gained during acceleration for this load change. So, A1 is the power lost during the acceleration, during deceleration for certain load change, and A2 is the maximum power that can be gained during acceleration for this load change. So, if area A2 is less than area A1, then energy lost or power lost is not compensated during acceleration. As the energy lost during deceleration is not compensated during acceleration, machine stops. So, this implies unstable condition. If area A2 is greater than area A1, this implies stable condition for this load change. If area A2 equals to area A1, this implies machine is marginally stable or on verge of instability. This is the equal area criterion of stability, and this describes the condition of transient stability in synchronous machines. And as you can conclude, for small load changes at a time, the machine can be stable, but for a large load changes, sudden large load changes, this stability condition is violated. So, machine becomes unstable. So, whereas steady state stability limit for the synchronous machine is steady state stability corresponds to delta equals to 90 degree, and that is given by the maximum power P E max equal to 3 E T E F V T by X S. This is the steady state stability limit, and this can be achieved only if the load change is small, then only the steady state stability limit can be reached. But if the load change is sudden and large, the stability limit is less. So, transient stability condition gives the stability picture in that operating condition. Okay. Thanks.